What's going on, everybody? Wilson here, your spiritual hype man, and I'm super happy to be back. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, and gearing up for the new year. Yeah. So let's just start. Remember, if you're not feeling well, I hope you're doing well, and if you're not, just remember it's the thoughts in our head. And I think I don't want to skip over this because I think this is super important. Coming up, the last couple of days and weeks. It's just been a lot of information to process and a lot of things to like reflect back on, right? And it's kind of incredible when you think about like during the holiday season really during the holiday season between Thanksgiving to Christmas and New Year's, how much actually goes on probably for most people where like they have tons of things going on outside of like their normal thing, right? Like. But getting ready for the holidays, doing this, going out to see relatives, traveling, like things like that. So it's just like there's like an additional, there's like additional situations, right? So when we break it down to the NCYD mentality or thought process, like it's a situation from a situation, but there's just more situations and more factors within each situation around this season. So it's just there's been quite a lot. That I've been able to reflect and process. So I'm just going to kind of just go from the beginning, or actually let's work ourselves backwards. I think New Year's is coming up, right? Actually, no. Let's start with Christmas or Thanksgiving. What do we do Thanksgiving? Okay, so Thanksgiving we're in Colombia. That was awesome. If you didn't listen to the episode about Colombia and all the couple of things that I got from there and things like that, check out the episode before this. Okay, let's say after Thanksgiving. But either way, Thanksgiving, most like right, you need to go travel, or you need to bake, or you need to cook, or you need to just bring the beer, for what it was for most, right? Like most common people probably, right? Wine, beer, drinks, food, be merry, in front of the TV, take a nap. Like that's kind of like what the traditional Thanksgiving holiday is or has been for a while. And I partake in it, still partake in it occasionally from time to time. I do miss the food. This year we didn't get a chance to eat the traditional Thanksgiving food. So at some point we're going to cook a Thanksgiving meal. And it wasn't for Christmas either, right? So Christmas came and went. It was awesome. Same thing. Lots of things going out there. New people, like meeting people, going to dinner parties or Christmas parties or work parties. So there's just so many things going on. Patty ended up going to Vegas with the kiddo. And so she actually left here by myself by choice, right? I was given the choice. Like, it was like, hey, no, you know what? You guys go. I want to stay home and get things done. Similar to like Thanksgiving last year, like let them go do their thing. I want them to have a good time or do whatever they have to do without me. And then vice versa, right? Like vice versa, also give them the break. And then just be home and take care of the shit. And by shit, I mean like getting things done. The blessed work that we have and the blessed things that we have working to move forward, right? So that's what I did. And a couple of things have come from that. One, let's just talk about like the other individual. Like today, the most recent emotional connection or feeling that I had was that I missed Patty. So it's been almost a week since we've been together, and it's just like it's a strong emotional connection to the other half, the other person. So like that was one. And how did that come today? Maybe because I started my day this morning with a gratitude meditation. Right, I did breath work, and I stayed in bed, but I did breath work. And then I was like, you know what? Something inside of me or something meant like whatever it was, something was like, you need to do gratitude meditation. I was like, yeah, that does sound pretty good. All right, so let me do that. I did that. First person that popped in terms of gratitude and the person that's there or the thing that's there for you and the thing that you love or you enjoy, it was Patty. So I believe that's how it started my day. And so it goes to really show how the morning stuff, like how you set your mindset up is not kind of, but it is in direct parallel to how you're going to do that day, the things that you're feeling, like what's on the back of your mind or like consciously, unconsciously. And so it was just kind of cool that that's what it was. And I had that deep feeling throughout the day. even talking to Patty today, I had mentioned it with her, but it was great to like hear her voice and see her face, even though she wasn't feeling so hot. So hopefully she gets better before she gets home, because I don't want any of those germs in the house. So that was one, like, and it took a couple of days. Not that I wasn't like, not that I didn't miss her, but I didn't have the feeling like I had today. Because like the other couple of days, now here's the other thing that like I reflected on was, it is good to have your days apart and to miss someone, right? So like for the most part, Patty and I are pretty much always together. But the last couple of days of not having to, like, or let me say it in a better way. It's having the time to yourself to then do additional things without having to worry about either other people or what other people may think, or, what needs to be done outside of that, other than for you. Like, it was nice to have that in a couple of days, right? Or even a couple of hours. And I had shared this with Patty, and I think she's on the same page, is just to be able to have these days, but also like communicate. Like I told her, I was like, there's just going to be a few days that I'm going to need where I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to get some shit done. And again, I mean, blessed work that we have to get done. But I just need to be in it. And then I want to go do X, Y, and Z. And I just want to like go do my thing without, like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go do it. I'll be back in case of emergency, call me. And I will text you at some point soon. Something along those lines. Right. So we communicated. I think that's something I'm going to work on, even if it's in the house, but also just like having that time without, similar conversation all the time. You start kind of enjoying your alone time. I went to dinner by myself on whatever it was, the day after, I don't know, a couple days ago, whatever that was. I went to dinner. Shout out to the Thai food place out here locally. And so like, and I'm sure people go to dinner by themselves and do things, and and we've done it before here and there, but I've always like resulted to like going to my phone, right, to not feel alone and to not like look awkward, like what am I doing at a restaurant by myself? You know what I mean? Which is, again, sort of I don't want to say stigma, but just how I would see it. It's like, why is this person by themselves? Because I'm usually with Patty, right? So my goal was to stay there, not go on my phone, and just be present in terms of being at the restaurant, ordering food, and enjoying a meal. And it was awesome. Like, it took, like, I almost, I reached for my phone, but I was like, no, don't do it. Just stay in it a little longer. And it was just like, it's almost kind of like the ice bath. Just stay in it a little bit longer. And then I got to this point where I was just like, okay, I was relaxed. I was people watching, which was cool, because like, you get to see what's happening in the restaurant. Like, I was being present with other people, like just present with myself, and then with the people that were there dining, even though, we may not be like present with each other in terms of connecting like eye to eye, but I was present in the moment with all these other individuals. So it was like an awesome moment to just enjoy and be there, and then just have dinner by myself and literally like, also trying not to think about anything else other than, hey, this is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Trying to slow down my motors and things like that. So that was cool. It was a cool experience to just be like, okay, I can get through this. I can get through it without looking at the phone, without feeling like I'm by myself. Just like I am by myself, but like alone, and it was cool. So I enjoyed that part. I shared that with Patty. The other thing that happened was we had watched a friend of ours' dog. Her name was Lucy. Shout out to Lucy. And they asked, they were gone for a week. So we were watching Lucy for a week, and then like 3 days into the week, Patty left. So I think there was like a couple days of overlap where Patty and Lucy were here and Ozzy were here, and then like a day after that they flew out. So I had Lucy for like 2 or 3 days without Patty before the parents got home, right? So that was cool too, because it was like cool. Shout out to Ginger, R.I.P. Ginger, rest in peace. It was cool to have like another puppy, like another dog. It was like nice because we had one. Her name is Ginger. Lucy was amazing. She was awesome. Had a good time. It was fun. Had to go take her for a walk, so I did more walking. I went around the block, which again, it's like, unless you have to do it, you're most likely not doing it unless you're, again, connecting why you should do it. And if it's that important for you to do it, then you start doing it, right? Like, thinking about it now, it's like, why didn't I go for a walk today? I should have gone for a walk. Well, if Lucy was here, I would have taken her for a walk, and I would have gotten my, little bit of mental relaxation and exercise and fill in the blank in terms of what a walk would do for you, and all these things. So it was cool. Lucy went back home, and then I realized too, I was like, you know what? Even though like the walking is cool and you get a little bit more, but like the responsibility, like I realized for myself at the moment that I'm at, that I don't want any additional responsibility other than myself and Patty and what we need to do to keep moving forward. Like, that's what I realized. I don't want any more dogs, kids at the moment. And I also shared this with Patty, because Patty wants kids. She wants a daughter, she said. And so it was again, another open conversation. I'm not saying that it's totally off the table, but at this point, again, it's just like, I don't want that stuff, because I don't feel like, I just don't feel like doing it. Like, being here and then by myself for a few days, understanding that it's like, if I'm done with this, then I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, because it's kind of what I feel like doing. Not kind of, it was what I felt like doing. And being able to do that or have that, it felt good, right? It felt good to not have to go do something else, or like have to go walk the pup and then pick up its dog shit. Like, I don't want to do that at the moment anymore. You know what I mean? So it's just like understanding those things and then speaking the truth. So that was the other thing. Those were the couple aha moments that I had. Patty and I talked about it. I was like, listen, if Patty does want kids, like, I'm going to support her anyway. And I'll be there to support, but like, I think we just need a little bit more time to do our own thing, get our own fucking thing, and then, keep moving, like, enjoy our lives. Like, we still need to travel. We want to have the Instagram life. Okay. Like, I don't. Patty does. I know I kind of do, in terms of just not posting on Instagram in terms of like, look at us, more of like being there doing, look at us. You know what I mean? Like having dinner, not by myself, but with Patty, like, on the, like, a restaurant off the Spain coast, watching the sun go down, drinking a little bit of wine, and, eating a fine steak. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm envisioning. And it's going to be very hard when we have the dog at home, or, a kid at home to, or a very young kid or whatever, right? Like, to just enjoy that for its longest, I think. And again, it could be different for other people. I'm just providing a perspective. Welcome to the show, everyone. Okay, well, so that's it. So that's pretty much it. New Year's, yeah, same thing. I'll be we'll be separated, but like on the 1st, I go get her, so she'll be flying the 31st over the 1st, so we'll get a chance to celebrate New Year's together anyway, which is awesome. Looking forward to that. What else? I'm still working on. Okay, the last thing before I go, I'm working on. I've been able to identify moments where I'm still like in this fight or flight mode. And if you heard the last couple of episodes, I'll have to go back and reference it, or you just go back and reference it. It's like understanding that it's like an auto response to like the unknown, fear, and the unknown and fear. I think are those things, and not knowing, which would be the unknown. And then like overthinking of like sometimes the most worst scenarios. Like, here's an example. Like, recently, like today, I had dinner, and I'm like, fuck, I think there's something stuck in my throat. And so I was like, oh no, wait, no one else is here. Okay. I ran it through my head to have my phone ready next to me in case I need to dial 911, or Lauren Ramirez. Shout out to Lauren. So like that caused me flight or fight, more of flight. Like, I'm fucking nervous. I'm like, oh my God, is this how I don't even get to see Patty? Like, Patty's still in Vegas. Like, I can't, what do I do? You know what I mean? So that those type of scenarios for some reason. And obviously it didn't, like, it wasn't worse because I'm here on speaking, sharing this story. But these are the things that I'm working on. So like I can see the progress. Like I can feel the progress and I can see it. So if I were to look at a chart in terms of progress of like the progress that I'm doing in order to like alleviate myself from freaking out, right? Whatever that freak out equals, like whether it's like anxiety or again, unknown fear, which is, I guess, the equivalent of anxiety. It just like, I can see the change in terms of just same thing in terms of what I shared before. It's just like there's longer periods and or shorter periods. So if I get myself into that mode, I'm like, and I can feel like my body just like my heartbeat literally going, ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. Like I can slow it down, or I can put myself in another thing to like relax me and get me out of that. Like even talking about it, like it reinforces that mode, you know? And so the podcast help, like jumping in here and just talking about it, like gives me the ability to like take that thought or that anxiety or that unknown out. So I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate everything that you do. If you're going through something similar, like whether it's, maybe you need some time to yourself and you try to figure out how you have to say that to, your other half or your special someone. I don't think, again, it's all communication, how you come to the table, how you come to the moment that two humans are interacting and exchanging vocabularies and then understandings. You know what I mean? Like ultimately that's the scenario, right? So you just have to come up with them straight up and just be honest, be like, hey, I listened to this podcast and they said that we should, you know what I mean? No, but just come up and talk to them and let them know like, hey, listen, I just want to have a little bit of time to myself. I think I'm going to go do X, Y, and Z. It's not that I don't love you. I think it's important for me. And call me, beat me, air tag me, like whatever you need in order to feel good about it. And again, you have to, again, make sure that there's good intention behind what you're doing, and why you're doing it. Especially if you're like, hey, I need a couple minutes. Like, call me only if it's an emergency. Because that can go down a rabbit hole based on the way you think, and that's what I'm saying. Like based on things that I used to do, it's just like, just being real about it. So the intention always has to be correct, and I think if the intention is for yourself to do what you need, that's going to restore you mentally, physically, emotionally, or just give you like a moment to breathe, so you're not, and then I think that's the way to do it. All right, homies, that's long enough for this one. I will crush back another one. I can't wait to keep going. Keep crushing it. Again, nothing changes until you do. Just remember, it's thoughts, influence thoughts, emotions, actions, which are your decisions, and then your outcomes. What are your thoughts? What are those? Well, where are the influences? Where does that come from? What are your thoughts? What are your emotions that come from those thoughts? What are the actions, the decisions that you're making, and what's the outcome? The ones you're not happy with, you got to look at all that stuff and start analyzing it. And just change comes little by little by little over a long period of time, and you'll get there, I promise you. Have a great day. Don't forget, nothing changes until you do. Peace.